Well, that's Godzilla Toy of the Year.
Dragon Ball, horror, kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors. It's going to be Steven here, and welcome to a review. It's going to be done a little bit differently compared to my normal ones, but we're going to be taking a look at Jada's Heat Ray Breath Godzilla RC figure. So this is going to be a new company to the kaiju market. They've been around for a few years now, making different types of products, mostly little cars and action figures, but now they are making RC figures, at least one, and they are jumping into the Godzilla Kong, the new Empire product hype, and they are doing Godzilla Evolved with a neat gimmick where he does probably something I'm using way too much in this review. Yep, he's got a heat ray effect, so that's really cool. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the box here so you can see exactly what we have and how everything is situated. And the reason why I want to show this off is, yes, you see my review table, but here is going to be my border collie. His name's Boris. Yeah, so this figure is a big boy, and I'm not talking about my dog either. So if you are looking to pick this up, retail is supposed to be $60, but there will be some links in the description as well as some YouTube shopper ads. I will see if I can make sure that show up in the video for you, so this way you can find it. Walmart has it, Target has it, BigBadToyStore, and Entertainment Earth if you are looking to pick it up. It is starting to trickle out to retail at this time, so if you can't find it immediately, don't worry, it will eventually hit to your favorite preferred retailers. Now, with that being said, there's so much to dig into here, so let's go ahead and get him moving right now. So we do get the remote. Batteries are included for not only the remote, but Godzilla as well. There are instructions that are included, as well as a water droplet. Don't throw that out. So let's get him moving. All right, and he is walking. You know, I don't have a lot of room. We gotta take Godzilla elsewhere. All right, so we'll do a quick demonstration test for Godzilla here. You got to have your remote to begin with. Now, when you do get this, there will be a little pull tab on the back here. So once you do that, you'll be able to operate the remote. You do have the Phillips head here, screw. All you got to do is pop that out if you do need to change the batteries, and you'll be good to go. Now, when you take this out of the packaging, as you can see, there is a red light that is on, but it is unresponsive because, well, Godzilla is turned off. Now, you will have the off and on switch underneath Godzilla's tail here. So all you gotta do is flip that on, and then you'll see the dorsal plates flash and light up. If you leave it for too long, the remote will not sync up to Godzilla. Once you do, then you'll be good to go. So you gotta hit it pretty quick. So all you gotta do is hit the forward to get Godzilla to walk forward. So that's pretty neat. Then, what you have is you have left and you have right. So let's hit the left. Neat. Let's go ahead and do right. Okay, now here's the thing about it. It makes no sense to really double up because Godzilla's kind of already walking in that direction. So it's already default to do that. You don't have a back option either. So you're going to be able to get Godzilla to basically just move forward, but angled. So, of course, we have an RC Godzilla. So we're going to have a couple of features to go along with this. And what we're going to have is, first and foremost, the right shoulder button. So that is going to give us a roar. Now, like I said, you can't double up on features. So if you're walking, and you press that, then that will stop Godzilla from walking. But let's go ahead and double up on that once again. If we press the roar button, and then we press the left shoulder button, There you go. We do get that atomic breath effect, and that is really, really cool. Now, the way that that works is there is a little eyedropper that you get to go along with Godzilla. It is hard to miss in the packaging, so make sure that you don't throw it out. If you do happen to throw it out, don't worry. It doesn't say like there's a set amount in here that you can only fill it up to. Just fill it up until it begins to just a little bit down there fall out. Spill out, I should say. You just pop this little plate up, and then you get a little hole, and then you fill it in there. I will say if you really just fill it up to here, if you're using the default one, it takes about 3 of them before it starts to spill out of Godzilla's head. So let's go ahead and take another look at that. Now you see, sometimes it's a little bit difficult. And inconsistent with the steam. Sometimes it will shoot out just fine with no issues. Other times, it doesn't always want to come out consistently from my particular one, but it could be possibly just mine. Maybe it's a bit defective, but nevertheless, we'll do it one more time just because it's fun up here on the counter. Now, I have done this a total of 8 times so far without having to refill it up. So that is really nice. You get a lot of usage out of the dropper, and it doesn't seem like it uses a lot of water. Now, let's go ahead and actually put this one to its paces. Hi, friend. All right, and here we go. So no, in all actuality, my friend here, Boris, actually doesn't really like messing with Godzilla too much unless he's stationary or we give him a treat. So as you can see, he's on the tile flooring. Godzilla does get a little bit stuck sometimes when walking, but he's pretty good. He moves just fine. And I'm going to go ahead and move back. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paces. So just really putting this one through his paces. Hi, bud. So you can definitely tell, like, from a good distance away, the signal does at least keep up. So even if you are looking to maybe even control this guy from another room, that may still be a possibility. So let's actually try that. All right, so we're about 23 feet away. And Godzilla is still responsive. And of course, we have to have someone go check it out. So, yeah, if you are in another room, it will still work out, no problem. He is so curious about everything. But yeah, so if you do want to have some really long-range activity, fun time with this, I don't know, at least be responsible, you can. So overall, thumbs up for this one. Okay, so now we're back here on the review table, and we're gonna talk just a little bit more about this guy here. We'll also do some up-close and personal photography, so this way you can see some of the finer details. But I do want to talk about Godzilla a little bit and just kind of go over the features. So for Godzilla, he is obviously from the top down going to have a lot of different material here. One of the most notable things is he's going to have a rubber sleeve over his torso. So when you do open Godzilla up, don't be be surprised if he does feel a bit squishy. On my particular one, his left arm is actually much thinner than his right. So that is something to keep in mind. It could just be my unit, but it could be something that is going to be production wide. For his dorsal plates and his elbow spikes, they are made of a translucent plastic. So they're really cool. They're also soft as well. You did see me pick him up by them, but I would advise you not to do that. Just because if you should do that by accident, it may slip out of where they're seated. So that is something where do as I say, not as I do. When we take a look at Godzilla as well, you will note that the tail is fully attached here for display for the actual review. When you get Godzilla's tail is detached in the box, and there is a little plug that it shows that where it needs to attach into the body. So once you plug it in, it does note in the instructions you cannot detach it because it is an actual electronic attachment that goes all throughout the tail. So this way, when he does charge up from tail tip all the way to the top of his head into the mouth, it is going to be all one current, and well, it's not to be undone. For Godzilla's underside, we have a whole bunch of wheels, and that is to help Godzilla walk. You will see that there are some wheels underneath his tail right here, along with one on the center. Mine seem just a little bit stuck, and I think that contributes to him kind of having a little bit of difficulty turning left and right, which the tail does move as well to help him turn left and right. You can see that on the underside of his feet, he does have wheels as well, and that's really going to be where he does the majority of his walking for the RC feature. He does also have toes that do wiggle just a little bit. You can see that. It's going to be the two inners. So that's something to keep in mind. He does have some screw holes, but where it is going to be most important is the speaker is going to be right there, and that's where all of the sound is going to come out. Now, how exactly the heat breath, the mist effect works, I don't quite know, except for when you pop this off, it almost looked like there's a little tank in there, and that's where the water goes in, and then it shoots out here, where there is still going to be that light, and that is going to have some translucent plastic in there to help simulate his new heat ray, his atomic heat ray. Let's call it what it is. It's an atomic heat ray. So I know what you're all kind of waiting for. Let's go ahead and actually simulate that again here under my studio lights. And unfortunately, you can't really see anything. So realistically speaking, the best way to get a real nice, good look at this is gonna have to be killing all of the lights. So with that being said, it is pretty cool. For the heat ray, the beam, I will say that I've probably used it 30 times on only one fill up all the way to the top, and I have not need to replace it yet. I have accidentally knocked this over. I have tipped it upside down, all of the bells and whistles for this, and I will note that there have been no issues with the electronics. It's pretty much functioned exactly the same way as it has since I got this day one. The only real issue is that on the box, it notes that there is supposed to be a try me feature. It did note something like hitting a dorsal plate up here. One of them is supposed to activate it, but unfortunately, the try me mode just didn't work on mine, so I didn't really have a chance to really take a look to see what the features were for Try Me, and it still doesn't work, so I'm not able to show you what that is. So really quick, let's do a size comparison so this way you're able to see how big this dude is. Now normally I would not use a tape measure, but I have a feeling that this is going to be attracting a different kind of audience here for a lot of different folks, so we can see exactly how big this is. So we can see that just talking about the foot all the way to like a good clearance to the tip of the dorsal plates, we're talking a little bit over a foot, which is cool. And then if we're going to be taking a look all the way from the tip of the tail to the hands, we're going to be at about 2 or so feet. So that is going to require a lot of shelf space. Now, it is very easy to just give you dimensions for something. So for my natural Godzilla collectors who are in the house today, we are going to throw a Haya Godzilla up there. That's going to be the Burning Godzilla 2019. And then we will have the Thirsty for Blood Super 7 Godzilla up there as well. So you can see about how big or not he is going to be with some of your other figures. He will not be in scale. Here's going to be a Pikmin for you in case you want to go ahead and have him terrorize your garden. You can go ahead and do that as well. So now the most important thing is, how does this guy look when you take an up close and personal look? What I will say is that the dorsal plates are actually pretty neat. I do think they have nice frosted tips. And I will say that the sculpt overall for Godzilla is rather simplistic, but we do have some neat gray dry brushing, which really helps to make you appreciate some of the details on this guy. This isn't really meant to be a super duper high top of the line product like an X Plus or even like a resin UA monster thing. We do have some neat details that really do help capture the design of Evolved Godzilla, Godzilla Evolved, whichever name to flip-flop, whatever. But it is a good general feel for the kaiju's design, and realistically speaking, I think that for what they were aiming to do, the looks suffice. I think that the way that they were able to do the mouth to help recreate the idea of a beam is really, really stellar. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and bring it on back for this new sort of style of review: buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Again, price is going to fluctuate, and Walmart's website, they had it for $45, but you weren't able to ship it anywhere. You couldn't pick it up except for try to locate it somewhere in stock. Target's website, they do have it up. I was able to get mine shipped for $60, but I didn't get it for $60, long story. You are able to check Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. They have it for $70, but you can secure your order. Brick and mortar, Target and Walmart, they have it. So links will be in the description as noted before, as well as there should be like YouTube shop ads that I will select to make sure that you are able to find it if I can. So is this worth it? Bottom line, I wasn't going to get this. I want to hit it again just for fun. But that is really cool. And I do think that even though we're in January, we're at the beginning of the year, when we get closer to the end, this is absolutely going to be something that folks will love and will come back to as one of the contenders for the best of the year. Jada has been around in the action figure scene for quite some time now, a few years, and so far they've been doing some 6-inch scale action figure, some car stuff, but this RC Godzilla is a perfect entrance into the kaiju market, and I don't see how someone can look at this, even if they don't like the Godzilla design, and not say, hell yeah. That's the meme going around right now. Yeah. I mean, it's stupid fun. You can't not love it.